Okay. Did anyone appear on behalf of Alexander Ray?
I'm here.
Yeah, Alexander Ray is present. Okay. Conditional dismissal.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Mike Zappin, P68107 on behalf of the plaintiff. I there in person. My records reflected that both of my hearings with you today were at 3:30, so I apologize that I'm here via Zoom. But I did have opportunity to talk to Mr. Ray, and it appears that we can enter into a consent agreement if that's with court's approval.
Who has the paper? Have you submitted paperwork already, or do you have it with you?
I have it with me. I'm going to be there at 3:30 in front of you in person. I thought both of my hearings were at 3:30. However, this one was scheduled at 1:30, and it was a clerical error on our part. But I did talk to Mr. Ray, and I can bring that paperwork in or get it over to you via text or email right now.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of, you can come up to the table here, sir. Woodside Meadows Apartments versus Alexander Ray, file number is 23-02147. Counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Zappin, P68107 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, and state your name, sir.
Alexander Ray.
Okay, and Alexander Ray is present in the courtroom. Today was the date and time set for a hearing for non-payment of rent. And so the parties have entered into I believe, a conditional dismissal. Is that accurate?
We can do a conditional dismissal. That's fine.
Okay, what are the terms?
Your Honor, the rent to retain possession stands at $10,752.20. Court cost of $155. A total of $10,907.20. We are just seeking a possession only judgment. I spoke with Mr. Ray. He agrees that he's already moved out of the house. He does have an occupant that's his soon to be ex-husband that's still occupying the house, and they'll vacate the property within the 10 days, being 12/14 of 2023.
What's the rent date? Is it the 18th? 18th. I think the rent date is the 18th.
12/18.
The rent date is the 18th.
Okay.
Okay, and Mr. Alexander Ray, that's your understanding of the agreement?
December 18th would be the day I have to turn in my keys.
Correct, no later than.
Yes.
Okay, so you understand that this matter will be dismissed today on the condition that you either pay the past due amount plus court cost, which is $10,907.20 if you want to maintain possession, or you'll vacate the property and turn over your keys no later than December 18th.
Understood.
Okay, and you understand that partial performance will not satisfy this agreement?
Yes.
Okay, so you must perform in full if you want this matter to remain in dismissal. If you do not satisfy this, the plaintiff does have the right to file a motion with the court. The court will immediately enter judgment against you upon that motion. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay, and will you give Mr. Zappin permission to sign the conditional dismissal on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand your right was to have a attorney represent you for the purposes of today's proceeding?
I understand I had that right. I did not have the ability to pay for it.
Okay, so you want to waive that right today?
Yes.
Okay, you also have the right to proceed to trial, and you have the right to jury trial. You did not make a demand for trial, but you did have a right to proceed to hearing. You want to waive your hearing today?
Yes.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive these rights? You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you just waived, you can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside, okay?
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Any other matters, sir?
Not that I know of.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Sure, so we'll start meeting what our 2 o'clock.
The 2 o'clock sounds good. On the record in the matter of the people, I'm sorry, it's not people yet. On the record in the matter of the Yellow Dog Capital versus Angel Jackson, file number 23-02168. Counsel, may I have your appearance?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Ockonecki, attorney for the plaintiff.
Ms. Jackson, do you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so you have been moving this entire time you've been in the Zoom, and in order to appear via Zoom, you need to be in a stable condition. Ready to proceed with court, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I have here a consent order for conditional dismissal, ma'am. It says that you're entering into an agreement whereby the case will be dismissed today upon the condition that you pay the past due amount of $5,100. That means 3,500 by November 30th, and that you'll pay $1,400 plus December's rent on or before December 31st. Is that your agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Did she already make a $3,500 payment?
Your Honor, I think the issue here is I originally drafted this and we were going to do this last week, and Miss Jackson wasn't on Zoom anymore at the time we got to her hearing. So I believe that should be amended, that she should make that $3,500 payment by December 8th.
Okay, you're in agreement with that amendment, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so the defendant will pay $3,500 by December 8th, 2023, and that the defendant will pay the remaining plus $1,400 plus December rent no later than the 31st of December. Is that your understanding of how you're going to proceed, Ms. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the right, ma'am, to have an attorney represent you at this eviction proceeding. You did not appear with an attorney today. Are you waiving your right to counsel?
Oh, yes.
Okay, you also have the right to proceed to a trial. You could have demanded a jury trial in this matter. You could have had a trial by judge, and you have the right to proceed to hearing today. Are you going to waive your right to hearing and or trial so that you can have a consent order for conditional dismissal entered today?
Yes.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights?
No.
Anybody promising you anything if you waive your rights?
No.
Okay, and you have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you did misunderstand these rights, you can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside. Partial performance will not satisfy this. So that means that you need to comply completely according to what you're agreeing to. So if you were supposed to pay $3,500 on December 8th, you can't pay $3,499. You got to pay the full amount. You understand that?
Yes.
And then if you don't, then they can proceed to request this matter to reopen and have judgment enter against you immediately. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. And you've given permission to Mr. Akanicki to sign this agreement?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set, Ms. Jackson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of Rain Tree Management versus Austin Peterson and all other occupants, file number 23-02755. Appearance, please, counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Akanicki, attorney for the plaintiff.
Okay, sir, what's your name?
Austin Peterson.
Can you remove your hat, please?
Cool. Sorry about that.
No worries. Today's the date and the time that's set for hearing. I do have a consent order for conditional dismissal. Mr. Peterson, it says that you are agreeing for the matter to be dismissed today upon the condition that you will pay past due rent to retain $2,500 and that you'll pay that or vacate the premises in question by December 31st, 2023. Is that accurate?
Well, when the landlord spoke, we had came to understand that Sunday $2,400, but then when he sent me an email for 35. I mean, for 3,700, I'm like, so I didn't sign,
This says $2,500.
yeah, but it's put it in 24, but he's saying I'm gonna have to over like another, I ain't gonna have that money, you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Akanicki, is there
Your
a
Honor-
discrepancy in the amount?
Your Honor, that I think that the discrepancy originally was about December rent, which is not, I guess, not covered by this order. So the landlord had told him 2,400 to satisfy the complaint honored before the end of December. If that could be amended to say 2,400, and he pays that by the end of December, that is fine.
If I ain't mean to interrupt, but I want to know if I can get to the, how long will I have to, like, before I can vacate the premise? Like, will I be?
According to this conditional dismissal, you either pay that or vacate by the 31st.
I think I'm just gonna try to move on.
That's up to you, sir, but is it your intention to move forward with the conditional dismissal today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you want to have a hearing?
No, I just want to try to, I'm gonna try to be out the premises by the 31st.
I recognize that, but today's the date set for a hearing as to whether or not you can be lawfully evicted, but they're offering for you to either pay or vacate. So what you're looking to do is one of these options, and they'll dismiss the case today if you agree to do that.
No, ma'am.
Do you understand what's happening right now? You're saying no to them dismissing an eviction against you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's gonna be a problem if by the end of the month, if I don't come up with the other money, then January is gonna be another 2,700. You know what I'm basically what I'm saying. I just started working, man.
This judgment is not for anything that has to do with that. It has to do with $2,400 based on what Mr. Akanicki just said on the record. You can either pay that or you can vacate by the 31st and the matter will be dismissed today.
But yes, that's what I'm saying. I'll vacate by the 31st.
I recognize what your plan is, but now I need to understand if you understand that this is a conditional dismissal agreement. Is that what you want to do, or do you want to have a hearing and have the court order an eviction if they believe you need to be evicted?
Yes.
You want me to have a hearing?
Well, yes, I will have one.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
The hearing will be today.
Okay.
Your Honor,
I
if Mr. Peterson's more comfortable, I don't mind the conditional dismissal simply saying he'll move by December 31st and the matter will be dismissed with no dollar values in there if that's what he wants to do. I have no objection to that.
Right, removing the dollar values really is not germane because it doesn't mean you have to pay it because it's a conditional dismissal. It says pay or vacate. Do you know what or means?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean?
It means pay the money or vacate.
One or the other.
Yes, ma'am.
So removing the pay won't give you what you want more than what this says right now. You want to be able to vacate.
Yes, ma'am.
And the case be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
What I just told you 3 times is exactly what they're offering you.
Yes.
So that's what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
I'm nervous. That's all.
Don't be nervous because I'm trying to explain it to you. And I need you to be unnervous so that you can understand what I'm saying, so that I'm not going to let you waive any rights if I feel like you don't understand your rights. And so that's what I'm trying to make sure that you first understand what's going on. And my understanding for what you're communicating to me is that you want to vacate the property.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is what this is going to do for you.
Okay.
And they'll dismiss it today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So if they want to dismiss the case today, and you can vacate by the 31st, and the case will remain dismissed. Or you could hit the lottery this weekend and pay $2,400, and then this says you could stay.
I wish.
Okay, either way, these are all hypotheticals, but these are things that could happen under this agreement, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you have the right to be represented by an attorney, and you do not have an attorney today, correct?
No, ma'am.
And you want to waive your right to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
You have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter. You can have a trial by judge or by jury, or you could have had your hearing today in which the court would have heard both parties' side of the story and made a determination as to whether or not you could be lawfully evicted. You do not want to have that hearing today, do you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights?
No, ma'am.
And you understand partial performance of this agreement won't satisfy the conditional dismissal. That means that you have to, if you're going to vacate, you need to remove all of your things. You need to turn over your key before the 31st of this month. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Or if you're gonna pay and stay, then you need to pay the entire $2,400 before the 31st of this month, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, they can request to have this judgment entered against you, okay? And since you're here, we'll have you sign, Mr. Akiniki. Can we put your signature on here?
That's fine. I think the one that I submitted to your office, Your Honor, says 2,500, so 2,400 is the correct amount.
Correct. I've edited that also with your permission, and then we'll have the defendant sign. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. We'll get you sign that in just a moment, and then you'll be all set as well. Do you have any questions? Okay. Kevin Bednarik,
Yes,
please start your video.
what's that? Excuse me?
You were supposed to appear in person today?
Well, the landlord, the lawyer, said that we could do it on Zoom because we made an agreement, and he said the court would allow it to be on Zoom. Hello?
Yes, I'm waiting for the attorney to log in.
Okay.
What's your name?
Nicholas Flaxseed, let me get you that phone. Sorry.
What's your name?
Agree, can't agree, landlord agree to the 20th instead of the 18th.
Thank you. On the record, in the matter of Nicholas Glassby versus Christopher Lalone, file number 23-02752 LT. Parties are present in the courtroom. I have here a consent judgment. So the parties are agreeing, Mr. Lalone, that you will vacate the property by December 20th, 2023, and that you are agreeing to have judgment enter against you for that purpose. Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there is no possession judgment amount, no rent to retain. Okay. So you understand that you have certain rights, sir?
Yes.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You've appeared today without an attorney. Are you waiving that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also have the right to proceed to trial. You could have demanded a jury trial, or you could have had your hearing today. Did you want to waive your rights to trial and or hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights?
No, ma'am.
You've signed this document here.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you just waived, you can return to the court and request to have this judgment set aside, and we'll set it for a hearing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll vacate the property of 817 Fred Street no later than December 20th, 2023, and turn over your key, okay? Any additional questions or matters for the record? Okay, we'll get you a copy of this and you'll be all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Could you have a seat back there? Bring it back. Bring it back to you.
On the record in the matter of Fountain Place Limited versus Kevin Bednarik, file number 23-02758 LT, council appearance. You're muted.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
Can you hear me?
Christopher Asphalt, 53129 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you. And then Kevin Bednarik is present via Zoom. This matter was scheduled for a hearing in person at the court. Mr. Asphalt, my understanding is that you all have already come to a resolution.
Yes, Your Honor, we have the terms of the consent judgment that I'd like to put on the record.
Yes.
All right, the parties are in agreement that there's rent due and owing of $3,693, court costs $155, for a total amount due and owing $3,848. That is the amount good through December 31st. The defendant is to pay $949.50 by December 15th, $949.50 by December 29th, $949.50 on January 12th, and the balance of $949.50 on January 26th. And lastly, the defendant is to pay January's rent and January's late fee on or before January 31st, 2023. If defendant fails to make any payment, then plaintiff can move to set aside the conditional dismissal without need for further court hearing, and a judgment of possession and an order of eviction can enter.
Okay, so this is a conditional dismissal?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Bednarik, that's how you want to proceed?
Yes,
Okay, so you're agreeing to have a consent order for conditional dismissal entered today, whereby the case will be dismissed. And you agree that you will pay the past due rent to retain of $3,693 plus $155 in court costs for a grand total of $3,848. And that you will pay that or vacate by December 31st. That you're gonna pay $949.50 by December 15th, that you're gonna pay $949.50 by December 29th, you're gonna pay $949.50 by January 12th. The balance will be paid no later than January 26th, and your January rent plus late fee will be paid by January 31st. Is that accurate?
yes,
Okay, and so you have the right to be represented by an attorney today. You did not appear with an attorney. Are you waiving your right to counsel to proceed with a conditional dismissal?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you also have the right to have trial. You could have had a jury trial had you demanded one, or you could have a trial by judge. Or you could have your hearing today. Are you gonna waive those rights to trial and or hearing so that you can proceed with a conditional dismissal?
Yes, please.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights today?
No,
You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you did misunderstand those rights, you can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside, and we'll set this matter for a hearing. Otherwise, the case will be dismissed today, and you need to have total compliance. Partial performance of this agreement will not satisfy. So that means if you were supposed to pay a specific amount on a specific day of the month, you need to do that. Otherwise, they can request to have this judgment or agreement set aside, and the matter can be have a eviction entered against you immediately. Do you understand that?
yes.
Do you have any questions?
Do I pay at the office? Is that where I pay this?
Yes.
All right. With the money order or cashier's check?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Your Honor, my office submitted a conditional dismissal. Does the court have it?
Did you submit it today?
No, I believe we submitted it yesterday.
Yes. Did it have signatures on it? Okay, yep, we do have it. You're all set.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. You're all set, Mr. Budniak.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
On the record, in the matter of FHC 5 Capital versus Terry Williams and all other occupants, 23-02779 LT. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Visconti, P61756 on behalf of plaintiff.
Your Honor, Adam Kazor here on behalf of defendant Ms. Williams, who is standing right.
Okay. And so, you're Ms. Williams? Yes. Okay, today was the date that was set for hearing, although my records reflected that the case was stayed due to an SCR application. Did that application? It was denied?
It was
Okay.
denied, Your Honor, but we've secured different funding that is going to be able to pay the balance listed on the condition.
Okay. Okay, so I do have a conditional dismissal here. It states that the parties are agreeing to dismiss the case today upon the condition, Ms. Williams, that you pay the past due amount of rent to retain $836 plus other money due of $157.97. What's that for?
Your Honor, that's court costs.
Okay, well, it was a court cost section and wasn't other money due. Okay, so that should be in the court cost section, not other money due.
Mistake, Your Honor.
No worries, just making sure she understands what she's paying. Okay, for a total of $993.97 that you'll make that payment or vacate the property on or before December 29, 2023. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, you understand that you have the right to proceed to a trial on this matter? Yes, sir. And you have the right to demand a jury trial, or you could have had your hearing today. You understand that? Yes. Are you willing to waive your right to trial to enter into this agreement? Yes. Anybody threatening you to get you to do that? No. You understand that partial performance won't satisfy this, so you need to pay that full amount by the 29th of this month, or vacate by that month, that date of this month. Do you understand that? Yes. And that's your signature on this document? Yes, it is. You have 3 business days from today. Once you leave here, you realize that you misunderstood the rights that you have just waived. You can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside, and we'll set it for a hearing, okay? Any questions? No. Any additional matters, counsel?
Nothing further, Judge.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get you a copy. You see Mr. Bob?
Right there.
Oh, well, like, I got a new computer, Mr. Bob, and so, or a new screen at least, and as you can see, I can't see anything.
That's quite strange.
It's huge. It's almost as big as the desk.
Are you gonna call out? We're ready on both.
Absolutely. On the record in the matter of Westmoreland Avenue versus Jose Festina, file number 23-02753 LT, counsel appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Ron Bach here for plaintiff, Westmoreland Avenue LLC.
And you're Mr. Jose Festina?
Yes, of course.
Okay, and is Ashley Amphy? Okay,
Just Ampy, A-M-P-E-Y.
okay, Amphy, thank you.
We stuck
No.
an H in there, I guess.
There should not be an H in there, correct? Okay, sounds good. Probably a typo. Okay, so today was the date and the time that was set for a hearing. Mr. Brock, how are you all proceeding?
Yes, we spoke in the conference room. They're down to less than 1 month's rent. We've got a consent judgment here ready to enter. It's all signed. They plan to pay it, and you'll probably never see us again. May I approach? Do you want to know the numbers?
You can give me that. I'll do it.
Okay.
And Mr. Brock, we mean we'll never see you again.
On this case.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was nervous. Okay, there we go. Okay, I have here a consent judgment. It says you want judgment to enter against you by consent, saying that you will pay the rent to retain, which is $755 plus court costs of $240 for a grand total of $995 that you will pay that or vacate the premise of 928 Nip Ave, Lansing, Michigan, no later than the 18th of December. Is that accurate? Yes. Okay, and other money or judgment due a cost of $240, which is the court cost, shall enter as well. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney today? Yes. Okay, are you waiving your right to counsel?
Yes.
Yes. You also have the right to proceed to a trial. You could have demanded a jury trial, or you could have had your hearing today. We did not get a jury demand in this matter. And are you waiving your right to jury and hearing today?
Yes.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive those rights?
No.
Okay. And you sign this document?
Yes.
You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you've just waived in order to have judgment entered against you, you can return back to the court within those 3 business days, file a motion to set aside judgment, and we'll set it for a hearing, okay? Okay, do you have any questions? No. We'll get you a copy of this paperwork. Any additional matters, counsel, on that
Thank you,
record?
Judge.
Thank you. Okay, on the record in the matter of South Washington LLC versus Chelsea Shannon, file number 23-02754 LT, counsel appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Ronald Bach here for plaintiff South Washington LLC. I did call Ms. Shannon's name in the hallway, got no response.
Okay, this matter was scheduled for 2:30. It's 3:03. No one has appeared on behalf of Ms. Shannon. Default can enter.
Yes, I approach.
Yes.
Check that extra box at the bottom. I crossed it out.
No worries. Let's see here. Is Kathy Shasberger here? Or anybody here in Darling House?
Oh, that's the one that was reset.
They reset that one.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
that's right,
sounds good. What about Tamika Mitchell?
She is present. We've agreed to a conditional dismissal. She's in the hallway. She hasn't been.
Okay, she's gotta come in.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You have a good day.
You too.
I want to go.
Okay, on the record in the matter of South Washington Park versus Tamika Mitchell, file number 23-02777 LT, counsel appearance.
Yeah, good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Sean Mock on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, you're Miss Tamika Mitchell? Okay, how are you, Miss Mitchell? Congratulations to you. Today's the date and the time that's set for a hearing for non-payment of rent, and the parties have entered an agreement.
Yes, Your Honor. I've spoken with Ms. Mitchell and we've agreed to enter the consent order for conditional dismissal. Would you like me to place the terms on the record?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have agreed that rent due through the month of December is $3,442. Statutory court costs of $162 for a total amount to retain possession of $3,604. We have agreed that the tenant shall pay that balance on the following payment schedule. On January 15th of 2024, $300. On February 15th of 2024, March 15th, April 15th, and May 15th, I'm sorry, April 15th and May 15th, $660. And the final payment of $664 will be due on June 15th of 2024. These payments are in addition to the tenant's monthly rent amount of $25. And a failure to comply with these terms The landlord may proceed without further notice to the defendant. Partial payment amount will not prevent the issuance of an order of eviction. And I did explain Ms. Mitchell's rights under MCR 4.201J. I also did have Ms. Mitchell review and sign an agreement for entry of consent judgment, which explains to her rights. I didn't know if the court required that together with the conditional dismissal.
You do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and Ms. Mitchell, is everything that the attorney said accurate as to how you want to proceed? Okay. Okay, so that's your signature here, ma'am? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then you want to agree to have the case dismissed today upon the condition that you'll pay rent to retain $3,442 plus court costs of $162 for a total of $3,604. And that's for rent and fine cost to a period of December 31st, 2023, and that you agree to the timeline that's indicated here, which was already stated on the record, where you'll make payments of $300 on the 15th of January, 2024. On the 15th of February, you'll pay $660. On the 15th of March, you'll pay $660. And on the 14th of April, you'll pay $660. And on the 15th of May, you'll pay $660. And June 15th, 2024, you'll pay $664. And these payments are in addition to your monthly rent of $25. Is that accurate? Yes. You had the right to be represented by an attorney today. You appeared without an attorney. Are you waiving your right to counsel? Well, can't guess, you have to know. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. And so it's up to you if you want to waive your right to attorney so you can move forward with the conditional dismissal. You do want to do that? Okay. You also have the right to have a trial. You have the right to demand a jury trial, or you could have had your hearing today. And you want to waive that right as well? Okay, and that's what you say you wanted to do when you signed this. That's, I'm just testing you, okay? Okay. Anybody threatening you to get you to waive these rights?
No.
Any promises being made to you if you waive these rights? You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize, you know what, I have baby brain. I misunderstood. I didn't want to waive my rights. I don't understand what I waived. You can come back to the court. You can file what's called a motion to set aside the judgment. We will set this matter for a hearing. Lastly, partial performance will not satisfy this. So that means the case will be dismissed and it'll remain dismissed so long as you comply completely with this. If you miss a payment, if you're short of payment, if you're late, that means they have the right to issue a judgment against you immediately and evict you from the property. You understand that? Is that a yes? Do you have any questions? Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the plaintiff, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, we'll get you a copy of this and then you'll be all set. Thank you. And you can have a seat. Someone identified as Marwan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your full name?
Marwan Edmund Hattem.
Okay, please start your video.
Okay, I think it's on. I think you're. It's not working, or to me it's working.
I can't see you.
Okay, let me try it again.
Latasha Mason, did we see Latasha Mason?
It's not working.
Mason, yes. Conference room legal services.
Oh, okay. Counsel, which matter are you here for?
Boulevard, West Coast, yes.
Okay, yeah. Right. Because I have 2 Levines on my thing today, so.
ليش مش عم بسمع الصوت تبعه؟ ليش مش اليوم؟ لا مش من stop it.
Also, see, I was not saying
بس ليش مش عم بسمعها؟
بس حطوا لي a breakout room.
شو؟
لكن حطوا لي a breakout room.
شو يعني؟
You know, they put you like side.
المفروض أعمل
What are your phone? Okay, look. It's not our phone. Write a message. Right. Be able to see me. ماشي download.
ليش مش عم بسمعها؟
Download Zoom on your phone.
I have it.
Okay, use it on your phone.
مش عم بسمعها.
مش عم يحكوا عني.
Hi.
Maybe the flagging.
Listen. Do the Zoom from that phone. Hey. Wrong. مش عم بسمعها.
بدي ask them to hear me.
Good afternoon. Who just logged in with the iPhone?
Yes, I did.
What's your name?
My name is Marwan Hatem.
Okay, I'm just going to remove that other device, use the phone that you're on now.
Okay,
it costs-
sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Keontae Bryant is on Zoom. Did you need to speak to her?
He's on Zoom, you said?
Correct. Ms. Bryant, you were supposed to be here in person.
I didn't get one for person. I got one for Zoom.
Nope, you got one in person. I have a carbon copy of what was mailed to you, a date stamp mailed on November 8th. It said appear in person.
Oh my God, I must have misread that. I am so sorry.
Okay, do you have a device that you can get on Zoom? If you all can't resolve it.
Your Honor, it's a termination case where there was a gunfire on site.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, it was gunfire, but it was also an intruder that came into the house. And actually, I'm trying to get the stuff out. I just have to wait till my brother get up here. I have not been staying at the apartment. I'm scared to stay there. He's supposed to be coming this coming up weekend, so we can get everything out the apartment. So it's just not gunfire. There was also an intruder that came in.
Okay, and you have a police report?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, you were handling the case.
You have a police report to provide me in this, because I don't go into other files to investigate and see what applies to this.
I don't have a police report on me right now, but I can get one.
Does your office have a police report?
No, this one.
You do not, because if you were filing because of a safety or health hazard, you were supposed to file and you had to attach that. I'll let you look at that while I call the next case. If you don't believe it's beneficial for you all to discuss a date that she's going to vacate?
Actually, I think it would be, if she wants to give a date certain, I can.
Okay, if you have a device, we can just get you in a private meeting room. Thank you. On the record in the matter of Rio Town Apartments versus Latasha Mason and all other occupants, file number is 23-02780. Council, may I have your appearance?
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Jeff Land, P74077 on behalf of the plaintiff. Your Honor, Adam Kazor here on behalf of defendant, Ms. Mason, who's standing to my left.
Okay, how are you, Ms. Mason? Good. Today was the date set for hearing for non-payment of rent. I have a consent judgment here indicating that the parties want judgment to enter by consent, whereas the plaintiff has the right to possession and the defendant will either pay the rent to retain $7,223, $76 due for other money due. What is that for?
The other money due are late fees.
For late fees plus $232.96 for court costs, for a grand total of $7,531.96, or vacate by December 18, 2023. Is that accurate?
Oh, I was saying I was the whole.
I understand that you are selecting the or pay or vacate. But the amount is what I'm trying to understand. Is that the accurate amount that you owe, or you understand the rent to retain is $7,223? Do you understand that? If you don't, just say you don't understand, it's fine. Okay, so rent to retain, meaning if you wanted to stay in the property. Oh, yeah, you would have to pay $7,223. You understand that? Yes. You don't dispute that amount? No, because I just want to move. I recognize what your wants are. But right now, we're not discussing that portion. We're discussing an understanding portion. Do you understand that that's the amount that they're saying is the amount past due? Yes. You're not disputing that amount? Okay. And that they're saying that there's $76 on top of that due for a late fees. You understand that?
I don't understand about the late fees.
Okay, can you provide further clarification? The late fee wasn't included in that $7,223.
Correct, Your Honor. The 7223 is rent, and then there are late fees of $76. I'm not sure what kind of clarification you
How
want.
much is the late fees per month?
The late fees are $75 if she doesn't pay by the 4th and 5th of the month, and then there's could be an additional $50 if it goes past the 10th.
Okay, and so what month is this $76 for?
This would be for $35 for December, and the remainder would be for November.
You understand that? Or do you dispute that?
You said how much for December, November?
The $35 would be for December rent that went unpaid, and the balance, which is $41, would be applicable to November.
I thought you said it was 50 plus more for November.
He did say that your late fees were more than that, but it sounds like they're not charging you that.
For Section 8 made a payment that knocks some of that.
Okay, so you had a partial payment from Section 8. So does that explain it? That explains it for me better too, actually.
Yes.
Okay, and then costs, which would be the court cost. The court cost is the amount it costs for them to file the eviction, plus how much it costs for them to serve you with the eviction. They said that it's $232.96. Are you disputing that amount? Okay, so that's a total, if you add up those three figures, to $7,531.96. And so you want judgment to enter. Sorry, my computer just did something without my permission. It might have shut down soon. You agree to pay that amount or vacate by December 18th.
I was gonna vacate.
Right, but you're agreeing to pay that amount or vacate.
Oh, yes.
Correct? Okay, and so, and you're gonna, if you decide for some reason you walk outside and you hit the lottery for $10,000 and you say, you know what, I don't want to move anymore, you understand that that's the amount that you would have to pay to stay there, correct?
Yes.
But as you stand here today, you just want to vacate by December 18th, correct?
Yes.
And you want the judgment to enter for that amount against you, correct?
Yes.
And then there's a money judgment here. It says that you agree that you owe damages $6,371.58 plus $232.96 for costs, for a total. I'm sorry?
You said for damages.
Damages is an amount of money that they say that you owe. That's what that means. Not that you cause any damage to the property.
Yes.
Okay, so you're stating, you understand that you owe them, or they want a money judgment for damages to enter $6,371.58 plus $232.96 for a total of $6,604.54 that you are agreeing or consenting that you owe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the right to demand a jury trial in this matter. You had to have the right to have a trial by judge if you did not demand a jury trial, or you could have had a hearing today. Do you want to waive your rights to a trial or a hearing?
Yes.
Okay, anybody threatening you to get you to do that?
No.
Any promises being made to you for that waiver?
No.
Okay. Do we have a waiver form?
I believe we might have one that's already sent.
Oh, thank you. Signature, ma'am? Okay, and so you have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you did misunderstand the rights that you just told me you did understand, you can return to the court within those 3 business days, request to have this judgment set aside, and then we'll set it for a hearing, okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
None from plaintiff, Your Honor. None from me, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're all set. We'll get you a copy of this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. What happened to my? Give me 1 second, my Zoom booted me out. Okay. Mr. Hatem, where's your attorney? Mr. Hatem, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you very well. Yes,
Okay,
Your
where's
Honor.
your attorney? Where's your attorney?
I believe he was supposed to be attending, but I don't know if he had any health issues because the last time he had some health.
And you
I'm
were,
okay with resetting it because I need to talk to his attorney anyway. We're gonna make
And
some
you-
kind of offer.
yeah, and you all were supposed to appear in person.
Me?
Your notice to appear says in person.
I didn't get that. Because last time I was there, my attorney was representing me.
Okay, I last time you were here, I have a stip to adjourn.
Okay.
That's what I have.
Well,
So we reset it.
Okay,
You
Your
want
Honor.
another adjournment?
I am also out of the state because I'm on business trip, so I can't be in person.
Yeah, I think you said that back in September.
Okay.
We said it 2 months out.
Your Honor, the renter has been in my house since May, and he hasn't paid
Sir,
rent.
we're not having a hearing today. You were supposed to appear in person if you wanted a hearing, but we are going to reset it. Your attorney's not even here.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
January
I don't know what.
10th? At 1:30, excuse me.
Okay, but can my attorney represent me if I'm not able to come in person?
Well, not if you want a hearing. If he needs to call you, you need to be in person if we're going on the record. I'm not gonna deal with the first time you appeared here, we couldn't even get a good signal. I'm not gonna deal with that to try to hold a court proceeding, but your attorney first has to appear. It sounds like the parties are looking to try to work out some kind of resolution, but your attorney's not appeared.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why he didn't appear. Okay.
I don't either, but we're just gonna reset it to January 10th. And then maybe you can try to track him down. I know you said he probably had some health issues. You should probably have a discussion with him about whether or not he can meaningfully proceed on this matter, considering his health, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I will do that.
No problem. So we'll set this for January 10th at 1:30. We'll get you a notice and if we haven't already. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, I need to put them in a private meeting room. That's why. Room one. Ms. Bryant, you should have received a request to join the breakout room. I don't see Mr. Kyle here. What about Auger? Jeannie Auger here? Okay.
Yeah, hallway.
Who's in the hallway?
So Auger, sorry. Also was meeting with, said we wait on that one, Jimmy Auger. Yeah, let me go check.
Yes.
Oh, you're right there. Okay.
On the record, in the matter of FR Lansing LLC versus Jeannie Auger, file number 23-02394 LT, council appearance.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Sean Mott, E78785. I'm standing in for Attorney Matthew Pallets on behalf of the plaintiff this afternoon.
Okay, Ms. Auger, you do not have an attorney representing you?
No, I don't.
Okay, today's the date set for hearing for non-payment of rent. We did adjourn this because the parties were, there was witnesses that wanted to be called. Is that how we're proceeding today?
Yes, Your Honor. We are prepared to proceed with the hearing.
So you have paperwork?
Yeah.
This is for a non-payment of rent?
Yeah.
And your paperwork supports why you believe you should not lawfully owe rent?
Correct.
Okay. And you have witnesses?
Just one property manager.
Okay, what is the past due rent amount?
The past due rent amount is $3,288.
Okay, and ma'am, are you alleging that you had a condition that put you in a position where you didn't feel you owed rent, or you believe you paid the rent?
Correct.
Which one?
I believe there is a situation that happened.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? You can be seated. Or what is the situation that you believe makes you not responsible for the $3,288?
Back in May, when I paid my rent, it looks like when I got my June statement, it says $10. So I went up to the office because I knew that my rent wasn't $10. So, and then I went through my records and I went up there and I looked on her computer screen and pointed it out to her where she messed up. She put in two $500 money orders. But the duplicate $500 money order, she put the routing number or the ID number according to her of the $48 money order. So I'm a little confused on how I could see her duplicating the 500, but to use the routing number of the 48 is a little weird. But I paid my June rent. I went back, they said you owe, the $518. I went and got it.
Yeah, proof that you paid it.
Well, they gave me a receipt, but it was only for the $10. And it shows a zero balance.
Okay, and so what about the remaining months of rent?
I have all of them right here, except for this month I'm gonna be getting in the next couple of days when we get our check. But I have all my rent. I tried to pay July, they sent it back to me. I tried to pay August, they sent it back to me. So then September, October, November, I just kept until we met with you.
You tried to pay July and August?
I tried to pay them.
And it was returned?
Correct.
And so you just kept the remaining months?
Yep.
And that's what you have in that pile, there's the remaining
Yep,
months?
I have 2,152, but once I get this month, I'll have 2,670.
What is your monthly rent?
It's 518 total.
Okay. Now that we know what her defense is, Mr. Mock.
Yes, Your Honor, and that is accurate, that in May, a $500 money order was scanned into deposit twice, which created a $500 credit on her account until that payment was reversed. And we agree that she stopped in June and paid her rent in full. In July, she attempted to remit partial payment for rent, which is the reason the landlord rejected July and August's rents.
How much was the partial payment?
I don't have.
It was 50 because it was a $18 bill, and then we have a $30 late fee, so it was 48. So I just rounded it up to 50. I got it right here, the $50 money order.
How is that your entire month's rent though? I'm confused.
Because my bill for July was 18. So June was 10. And then I went up there, tried to resolve it. July, I get my bill and it shows that it's $18. So
That you owe
yes,
for rent.
I did do, I said, they did correct it. I've tried to go up there and help resolve it. I paid my rent for June. This is their mistake. I'm not sure how they got the routing number of the $48 money order on the $500 due. That's a little, it wasn't scanned in because it would have had the same ID number.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that,
She
in
said, I'm sorry,
what you're telling me is that when you went to go pay your July rent, your statement balance said that you owed $18.
correct.
So you gave them or you tried to submit a money order for $50, and that was for the 18 plus what?
Late fee.
Plus a late fee because it was after the first of the month. Is that when you paid
The
the first,
fifth,
the
yes.
5th of the month? Okay, and what date was this that you tried to play this?
It was the 9th.
Okay, and they rejected it because it was a partial payment?
Correct.
Okay, and Mr. Mock, your client's position is that she owed how much?
For the month of July, 518.
What did her statement say?
518.
Do you have a
So
copy of the statement?
I do, Your Honor.
I have
May I
none.
approach?
Yes.
So so the issue is the invoice that was sent to her for July still had the $500 credit on it because that was not reversed until after the invoices were generated. So you'll see her ledger reflects that was corrected in June. But again, the paper statement that was sent out still reflected the erroneous $500 credit, which it's very clear from what she's testified to so far that she knew what her rent amount was, $518 per month, and she knew that that extra $500 credit was made in error.
So her statement was not correct then?
The paper statement that was mailed, I don't know what the date on that was.
What is this that you have, ma'am?
This is my paper statement that shows a balance of $18. My
Okay.
balance of 18.
Okay, and that was because they had incorrectly scanned in something twice?
Correct, but I
Okay.
don't believe they scanned it.
Either way, they have something in their system that you understood to be in there by error, correct? Okay, and so they wouldn't accept the $18 payment because it was an error, correct? And you knew your monthly rent was how much?
518.
What was your 518 for the month of July?
I don't have that because it showed that I only owed 18.
Okay, well, you don't only owe 18. They made an error and you were aware of the error. You weren't confused by what they provided you. You knew what your rent
Right,
was.
but you
And you
have-
tried to correct them on what the error was.
Right, and they didn't correct
So
it.
you don't get to penalize them because they wouldn't correct the paperwork.
Okay.
You get to pay your rent.
I just think that they should have some kind of repercussion for their errors.
I,
She told me when I went in there to show her, she said that she balanced for the day, that's why it wasn't caught. Well, there's just fidgety numbers up there. I
okay,
don't think it's appropriate.
they should do better bookkeeping. I would agree, but I don't think you get you have the right to penalize them because they made an error, especially an error you're aware of.
I think that we should split their error because I did bring it to their attention and then they didn't correct it.
Okay.
How is that my fault?
You-
They didn't correct it.
You knew what your rent was?
Oh, yeah.
Did
I
they
know
send
what my
you,
rent was.
did you get a new lease with a new rent amount?
No, I've been there for 7 years and never have had this issue. These new management is really frustrating because it's a family.
Is there any other reason?
Mad, they're all mad at you.
Is there any other reason why you would have believed that your rent had been reduced to $18?
Yeah, because they made the mistake.
Well, you've made it clear to me after I swore you in that you didn't believe your rent was $18. You believe they made a mistake.
I did, yeah, because they're mistake.
Okay, so you never believed that your rent was $18, correct?
Yeah, I did.
No, you told me that you didn't. You knew that it was a mistake and that they should be penalized.
In June, they made the mistake.
Correct.
In July, I believe that my rent was $18.
What made you believe your rent was $18?
Because I got the bill for $18.
Did you think your rent had gone down to $18?
Yeah.
Why did you believe that? Did you get notice that
Because
you
I
were?
got it, no, I just got a bill. I'm on month to month, so I just got a bill, $18.
You got a bill for $18? Let me see it. And when you got that bill, you tried to pay it on the 19th or I'm sorry, the 9th, you said?
Yeah. I even got a small balance notice from them.
What is this handwriting? 518 plus or minus 50, 468. What's that?
That's my calculation of what I should owe them from back in June.
July, you
July.
wrote that on there, so you
I meant
agree
July.
that you owe them some money.
No, I don't.
You wrote that on here. I just asked you what it was. You said
That's
it
my-
was.
That's my
Judgment
calculation.
in favor of the plaintiff.
Can I have the fees waived?
What fees?
Any late fees, court fees?
No, you're not getting any fees waived. You knew that you were supposed to pay your rent and you didn't pay it.
Okay, I guess mistake don't mean nothing.
You said what?
I guess.
You don't get to penalize them because they don't know how to properly keep their paperwork, especially when you've had a conversation with them about the error. So that means you all were clear.
How can they not be penalized for it? Why couldn't they? Why
Because it
couldn't
wasn't,
they?
because humans make errors.
And 2 months in a row, when it was brought to their attention and they didn't fix it?
You brought it to their attention because you understood it was an error. That's my
Yeah,
point.
that was being nice on my part.
Oh, we appreciate that. Now be nice and pay your rent. Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Van Mason, did you all come to a resolution?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll call the case. Thank you. On the record, in the matter of Boulevard West versus Keontae Bryant, file number is 23-02783 LT, council appearance.
Yes, Your Honor. If it pleases the court, Corey Grand Mason, P 64392. I'm with Swistack Levine, and we represent BLVD West.
Thank you. Today's the date and time set for a hearing for termination of tenancy. The parties are in agreement of some sort of resolution, and how do you want to resolve this matter?
Via a consent judgment that the plaintiff can apply for a
It's frozen. Counsel?
and a time. So we've agreed to that date.
Counsel,
and
you were frozen for about 45 seconds. We didn't hear anything you said.
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Yes. So
Okay.
we don't know what the agreement was.
Okay, well, let me get in here real quick. We agree on a move out date on or before the 27th of this month. It's 21 days from today. She had stated that she needed some help and was a little afraid of being in the apartment, and her brother will be with her to help her move out.
Okay. And is there a particular reason where you want to do consent judgment versus conditional dismissal?
Not in particular. I can prepare a conditional dismissal with 4B check that will accomplish the same thing.
Okay. And that's how you want to move forward, ma'am? You want this matter to be resolved with an agreement that you'll vacate by December 27th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so he's willing to do a conditional dismissal, so that means the case will be dismissed today with the agreement that you will vacate completely by December 27th. That means you're removing all of your items, you're keeping the property in broom swept condition. If you're gonna do a walkthrough, you're doing it before December 27th, and you're turning over your keys by December 27th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have the right to be represented by an attorney today. You did not appear with an attorney. Are you waiving that right today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to proceed to trial. You could have demanded a jury trial, or you could have a trial by judge in this matter, or you could have proceeded with the hearing today, which this matter was set for. Did you want to waive those rights today in order to enter into a conditional dismissal agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you actually did misunderstood those 2 rights that I named there, you can return to the court and request to have this set aside. We'll set it for a hearing. Lastly, will you give Mr. Grand Mason permission to sign a conditional dismissal indicating that you'll vacate by the December 27th on your behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for the court?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, I will submit that conditional dismissal forthwith.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We reset. Oh no, we need to reset this.
It should be over there. I did.
Yes.
February 7th.
Okay, at 1:30?
Yeah.
The record in the matter of Woodside Meadows versus Robert Kyle, file number is 23-02494. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Zappa, P68107.
Okay, Mr. Kyle is present as well in the courtroom. We reset this matter. You had indicated to the court, Mr. Kyle, that you did apply for some assistance for the past due rent. Is that accurate?
Yes,
Is that application still pending?
yes. I was explaining to him that I'll be going through my Voya account. So I have to get like the final paperwork. It basically said I have to have something from the court and something from the residents stating what the final amount is and what have you to send in, which I figured I would get today.
Oh, so you're trying to go through your 401k instead of going through, was it? I don't know who your application was for. You were supposed to bring me that anyways, because you wasn't sure what agency. So you don't have an application that's.
Yeah, that agency, which I don't remember the name, but because it was on my phone, I called them as soon as I left that day, and they weren't willing to do the rent thing. They were trying to do like a debt relief type deal.
Okay, so is it that you need a judgment? Is that what you're saying they need?
Yes.
Okay, so are you requesting a consent judgment, or how are we moving
We
forward?
talked about a consent judgment, and I don't have the paperwork with me. I'd have to have my secretary type up any kind of conditional dismissal unless there's paperwork.
We can get you any of that paperwork.
I think I referred to him in regards to credit reporting, so I think we'd probably go with conditional dismissal just to protect his credit.
Okay, so a conditional dismissal would mean that the case would be dismissed today upon the agreement that you will pay the past due amount, which is what?
The rent retained possession is at $6,871.64, cost of $155, a total amount of $7,026.64. And since he's working with Voya, we agreed to extend the time out to December 29th, 2023 before any rent would be requested.
Okay, and that's how you want to proceed, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the next one? We're open the 29th, right? Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure we're open that day. Okay, so that means partial performance won't satisfy this. You have to pay that in full amount, which is the $6,871.64 plus court costs for a total of $7,026.54. Was that accurate? And that you'll pay it or vacate by December 29th. Okay? Can you say it so the record hears you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, So he's gonna get that paperwork all completed. You have the right to have an attorney with you today to represent you. You were advised of that right back on October 11th. You did appear today without counsel. Are you waiving your right to counsel today?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to proceed to a hearing today, and you could have demanded a trial. You have the right to jury trial. Are you waiving your jury trial right in order to have a conditional dismissal agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you or forcing you to do that?
No.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you walk out that door, you realize you did misunderstand these rights, you can return to the court and request to have this agreement satisfied, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions at this time? Okay, we're gonna get the paperwork executed and signed.
This is the consent, this is what I have.
Keep conditional
Oh,
dismissal.
conditional, gotcha, sorry.
And then we'll get you a copy and you'll be all set, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.